Since 2015 in Bologna, the LUM, Unified Metropolitan Laboratory, is active as a center of analysis, innovation and avant-garde technology at the service of all citizens of the metropolitan area of Bologna. Examinations may be booked by citizens online, at booking centers, in drugstores or by calling a toll-free number. The collection of sample takes place at one of the 64 dedicated points. The patient's identification and matching with the biological sample is guaranteed for the patient's safety by a Unico identifying system. In the metropolitan area, there are 11 spoke laboratories of the hospitals of Bologna and province, and the hub laboratory at the Maggiore Hospital, which guarantee fairness of access to citizens and homogeneity of services, regardless of where the collection is made. The hub laboratory is divided into 4 floors for a total of 5,500 square meters. The location of the LUM laboratory inside the Maggiore Hospital is strategic. Integration and dialogue with clinicians is an added value because it allows a constant monitoring of the health needs of users and doctors. First in Italy and among the biggest in Europe for volume of activity, with about 22 million tests a year, the LUM laboratory provides not only clinical analysis for more than 4,000 beds, even in emergency, but also diagnosis for internal and external users. A shuttle service brings the test tubes to the hub laboratory in a short time and with procedures that preserve their integrity and suitability. The departure station is a checking area, where 17,000 test tubes are checked and sorted out every day to the various sectors of the laboratory, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. 4 pre-analytic devices, through scanners, detect all the information necessary to identify the sample, establish its suitability and check the profile of the exams to be performed. Within the LUM laboratory, biological samples are moved by a complex driverless railway network, which guarantees tracking along the entire analytical path up to recorking and storage. Safety systems are provided for health workers using closed and single-use disposable collection devices and automated analytical systems that do not require the manual treatment of the biological samples. The LUM laboratory is equipped with mechanized and pneumatic transport system for the rapid transfer of biological samples from all the Maggiore Hospital departments and between the various floors of the laboratory. Inside the Maggiore Hospital, 3 pneumatic conveying lines have been developed for a total of 2 kilometers and 600 meters of plexiglass and PVC pipes, which move 1,500 test tubes a day towards the LUM laboratory in an extremely short time. Inside the LUM laboratory, samples travel aboard a robot car that runs through the ground floor and is able to go up to the second floor using a dedicated automated lift, distributing the samples to the processing sectors. Every day, the robot travels about 3 kilometers, carrying a total of 10,000 test tubes. In 1 year, the robot covers the distance between Bologna and Paris, about 1,000 kilometers, handling about 2.7 million test tubes. The core lab is a set of instruments that manages homogeneous biological samples. It is considered the productive heart of the laboratory, where 70% of all analyses are performed for over 150 different types of tests. The Siero area is equipped with 2 independent automation lines, each of which acts as a backup to the other. Each line is equipped with 4 independent tracks to move samples toward the instruments for the different steps of the process. In the emergency area, all urgent surveys are processed, satisfying about 500 requests every day for approximately 6,000 exams. These analyses are requested by the Maggiore Hospital departments, in particular by the emergency room and intensive care units. This service is also offered to private and accredited structures of the province. Reports are guaranteed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in a time frame between 15 minutes for simple exams and 1 hour for more complex ones. In the coagulation sector, there are two instruments for routine exams and an instrument for oral anticoagulant therapies which processes about 500 samples per day. The hematology area uses an extremely advanced analytical equipment, a long automated chain with 10 networked machines and 2 digital microscopes equipped with a camera that allow to digitalize and network the images of the slides, about 100 a day, without any intervention by professionals. 30% of the analysis performed at the LUM laboratory consists of a highly specialized examination, such as cytogenetics, proteomics, autoimmunity and allergology, oncohematology, molecular biology, specialized coagulation, reproduction biology, pharmacological and toxicological dosages with mass spectrometry, hemoglobinopathies and new oral anticoagulants. In the future scenario of the LUM, these diagnostic areas will represent a point of strength and evolution. Laboratory technicians adequately trained for new technologies and procedures use dedicated programs to evaluate the control parameters of analytical quality and are responsible for the technical validation, from the quality of the samples to the instrumental result. In the clinical validation room, biologists, chemists and physicians verify the reliability of the data in the clinical context, interpreting it for clinicians, general practitioners and specialists, and also conferring legal value to the medical report. Homogeneity of technological equipment, of procedures and networking allow every single professional to operate in any point of the network. Reports are produced in a time-lapse compatible with the type of analysis. The LUM laboratory information system is perfectly integrated with regional platforms. Patients can receive test results directly on their smartphones, tablets and home computers through their electronic health record. The LUM is a training center for the postgraduate schools of clinical pathology and immunology and allergology, for the degree course in biological sciences and for the biomedical laboratory technicians of the University of Bologna. LUM hosts international Erasmus training, organizes many courses for primary care physicians and specialists, and carries out various clinical trials for research institutes and the Italian drug agency IFA.